Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 17th November 2025. So let's get started with our discussion, guys. So before getting started, I want to let you know the topics that we are going to have discussion in this class. First topic, it is about 27 lakh workers removed from MGNREGA's database as center conducts eKYC. So this article is talking about one important scheme of our government of India, that is MGNREGA. So this article is important from your GS paper 2 under governance. And next topic is Ernakulam records 2 leptospirosis deaths in November. So here this article is talking about one important disease. Because of that, it led to deaths in Ernakulam. This disease, it is about leptospirosis. If you're getting any kind of disease in news, you may get question regarding that in your prelims. So this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under science and technology. And next article is Minister apologizes for remarks against Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So actually one minister in this 150th anniversary of this tribal leader Birsa Munda, he made certain statements against this Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So regarding this event, finally he apologizes for whatever the remarks he made. So you may get questions regarding this Raja Ram Mohan Roy from your prelims point of view, and this topic is important from your GS paper 1 under history. And next topic is Army sets up 3 new garrisons near strategic Siliguri corridor. So this article is very important because Siliguri corridor, it is a region which will connect our mainland India with northeastern part. So in that Siliguri corridor, our army is going to come up with this new 3 garrisons. So what are those garrisons? What are their significance and how it is going to protect our Indian security? We have to see all those things. And that topic is important from your GS paper 2 under defense and as well as internal security as well. And next topic is wing but do not miss. So this article is talking about TB. Already we discussed about this TB report. This topic is about extension of that article, which is important from your science and technology. And next topic is how is the global precision medicine market shaping up. So here you have to know about what is this precision medicine. You may get directly a question regarding that, like what is this precision medicine recently seen in news, and they'll give you ABCD options. From that point of view, you have to see what is the meaning of this precision medicine. Apart from these articles, there are 2 to 3 articles regarding this Digital Data Protection Act. Already we discussed that article in our Saturday's class. So because of this, I am not taking that 2 articles in our today's discussion, guys. So just refer your notes regarding that topic. Okay, now let us see the first article. See the title, guys. 27 lakh workers removed from MGNREGA's database as center conducts eKYC. Okay, the keyword in this article is MGNREGA. And there is one more keyword here is eKYC. What is the full form of this MGNREGA? Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. We came up with this act under 2005. Under this act, government implemented this MGNREGA scheme. In that scheme, what are the key provisions? I think everyone know about that scheme, right? So if you see about that scheme, government will be providing 100 days of guarantee employment for rural people, guys. It is not in urban area, it is in rural areas. And under this scheme, government will be providing unskilled labor work. It will provide unskilled labor work. So here what exactly you have to see is, you have to see details of this scheme. You may get directly a prelims based question regarding these details of that scheme. And next you have to see what are the challenges of this scheme. Because now the present article is talking about one present challenge, that is government went for eKYC. What is KYC? Know your customer. So here we are going for electronic KYC to identify the details of that person. And because of this, around 27 lakh workers under this, they lost their job, guys. It is a very big event which happened in our country. So you have to see challenges, and next you have to see what is a way forward. Okay, so these are the things that you have to see, and this topic is very important from your governance from GS paper 2. In your governance, you will be seeing about schemes, policies, programs of government. Under that, you have to see this MGNREGA also. Okay, now let us see the context. Nearly 27 lakh workers' names were removed from the database of MGNREGA scheme. The Central's rural job scheme between October 10th to November 14th. So actually between October 10th to November 14th, around 1 month, so they went for EKYC. That is, they came up with this verification of the details of these voters through electronic media. And in that process, around 27 lakh worker names were removed. Apart from that, they added 10.5 lakh additions during the same period. That means they added only 10.5 lakh additions. They removed 27. That means the number of people who lost their jobs under this scheme is more compared to that of the new additions, guys. So because of this is a cause of concern now. If you see the details, it says that this occurred because central government intensified rollout of mandatory electronic know your customer verification. Because nowadays one important problem in this government schemes is fraud, and even the death happened also, like their names are not removed in this database, and illegal or like duplication of workers are also one important problem that we can see in this government scheme. So to curb this fraud and to authenticate the workers properly, they came up with this EKYC method. Why this method they came up? They want to clean up the ghost or duplicate entries. Ghost is nothing but the people who died. They have to remove their names. And this one is duplicate entries. So some person who are there in this Bihar, they will be enrolling for this MGNREGA. For example, if they are migrant workers in other areas also, they will be going for entry, right? So because of this, duplicate can happen. And even they can change the surname and they can have the repeated entries also. That is also one important problem that we can see here. So they are going for removing of this duplicate entries, and even they are going for removing of this ghost entries from that database. Okay, so what are the reasons behind this deletions and EKYC mandate? The first one is we have to prevent the fraud and we have to go for data integrity. And this one is in this EKYC norms, they required field supervisors to capture the live photos of the workers, and not only that, they are going to capture this biometric data, for example iris data, for example fingerprints data of workers, and they will even upload this Aadhaar card details also, so that they will be cross verifying with their Aadhaar card. So whenever you are getting your Aadhaar card, I think you gave your fingerprints and as well as iris. So they will be going for taking out the photo of that laborer on that time live, and even they are going to verify with their Aadhaar records whether this iris and fingerprints are matching or not. So in this way, what happens, we can have authenticated identity data. And this one is they are also going for renewal of these job cards. So job cards must be renewed every 5 years with the deletions following a standard operating procedure. And even they went for this job card renewal cycle. So because of all these things, around 27 lakh people, they lost their names in this database of this MGNREGA now. If you say some facts regarding this MGNREGA, it is one of the largest work guarantee program in the world. So when we came up with that in year 2005 by Ministry of Rural Development, very important. You may get a question in your prelims in this format. Consider the following statements regarding this MGNREGA. They'll give 3 to 4 statements or 2 to 3 statements. In that, one statement will be for sure. It is implemented by Ministry of Panchayat Raj. Is that right? It is Ministry of Rural Development. Like that, UPSC have the tendency to confuse you in the examination. You should not fall into that trap. If there is any ministry which is given the statements, you have to cross-check with your memory at least twice or thrice. That will be the one loophole where UPSC will be trapping the students. Okay. So this MGNREGA scheme which is launched under Ministry of Rural Development. And what is the important objective of this scheme? To provide employment. And the government is providing 100 days of guaranteed employment for unskilled laborer in rural areas. It is not at all in urban areas. Again, one more important point. And next one is this scheme which will be ensuring legal right to work, because earlier employment guarantee schemes, they focus on especially addressing the cause of chronic poverty only. But now at least one third of beneficiaries, they are women under this scheme. So that government is trying to protect legal right to work for women. And this one is under the scheme, government will be providing minimum wages, which is following Minimum Wages Act of 1948. And what are the issues here? The first one here is, most of the times people will go to work and they'll do work, but many a times they will not get salaries on their time. The first one is delay and insufficiency in the funds. And this one is caste-based segregation is also happening because of the scheme, because significant variations are happening in delays by caste. Around 46% of payments to SCs and 37% of wages for these STs workers were completed in the mandated 7-day period. But for non-ST and non-SC workers, they are not getting payment on time. So because of this, it is further deeper in this caste-based discrimination in our country, guys. And this one is ineffective role of PR, that is Panchayat Raj institutions plays a very important role in giving these job cards and guaranteeing this employment for the people who are there in that village. But what is happening here is, these PRIs are not working to the point. They are having very little autonomy regarding the selection of the people under the scheme. And this one is large number of incomplete works. So in this program, government will be providing employment for betterment of that village. We are going to create even assets in the villages, like building of school buildings. Not only that, even construction of roads, even construction of hospitals, and even they are focusing on enhancement of education by providing basic amenities in the schools. But what is happening here is, there is no proper funds. So because of this, what are the work they started, they will not complete on the time. There is delay of work, and many areas there is incomplete works also seen under this MGNREGA. And this one is fabrication of job cards are happening. Several issues related to existence of fake job cards and inclusion of some other names, missing names, delays in entries in these job cards. Everything is also one more important problem that we can see in this MGNREGA scheme, guys. So these are the challenges regarding this scheme. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title, guys. Ernakulam records 2 leptospirosis deaths in November. The disease name is Leptospirosis. If you are getting any disease in the news which led to the cause of deaths of people, that will become a serious cause of concern, because you are going to become a civil servant. You have to address this kind of issues in the future. That means you need to have a basic minimum knowledge about that disease. So that is the thing which is tested by UPSC in your prelims case. And they'll ask you a question in this format. Recently, leptospirosis is in news. Consider the following statements, and they'll give you 2 to 3 statements, and they'll ask you which of the following statements are correct or incorrect, or how many statements are correct or incorrect. If you're getting any disease in news, the first pitfall will be used by UPSC is, it is caused by bacteria or virus or protozoa. They will be asking about this organism which is causing that. For example, this leptospirosis is caused by bacteria normally. They'll give you in question it is caused by virus. So you have to be very much careful whenever you're dealing with this kind of questions which are related to disease, whether it is bacteria or virus, fungi, protozoa, properly, guys. You can check your previous questions and you can see whether this had been a loophole or not. Okay? And this topic is very important from your science and technology. In science and technology, you will be having this chapter called as diseases. In that diseases, you will be studying about 2 types of diseases. We have communicable disease, and next one is non-communicable disease. Communicable disease means nothing but whenever you are communicating with others, while talking, while giving shake hand, or while hugging, what happens? This disease will be transmitted from one person to another person. Everyone knows about this COVID-19, right? So this COVID-19 is a communicable disease. And non-communicable disease is nothing but even if you are communicating with others, there is no transfer of disease from one person to another person. For example, you have heart diseases or liver disease or kidney disease, cancer, whatever it may be, that will be not transmitted from a patient to others. Such kind of disease are called as non-communicable disease. And here you have to see if there is any disease in news, whether it is a communicable disease or non-communicable disease, that will be the second statement, guys. So because of this, you have to know what exactly the communicable and what exactly the non-communicable. And now let us go back to this leptospirosis and let us see the details regarding this disease. Leptospirosis is a fatal zoonotic disease. What is the meaning of zoonotic? Have you heard this word zoonotic? That disease-causing organism, whether it may be bacteria or virus or protozoa, that will be transmitted from animals to humans. Whenever humans are coming in contact with these animals, there is a chance of transmission of this disease-causing bacteria or virus or fungi from animals to human. That kind of diseases are called as zoonotic disease. It is a potentially zoonotic bacterial disease. It is caused by bacteria, and this is caused by bacterium called as Leptospira interrogans or Leptospira. So this Leptospira is a bacteria which causes this disease. And this disease causing bacteria is found in urine of animals. In which animals' urine we can see that is rats, cattle, dog. And this bacteria can infect humans by entering their body through tiny cracks or any wounds or any soles of the feet. Normally what happens, the people who are working this animal husbandry, so they will be having normally cracks. If they are having any injuries on their body, if they are coming in contact with this urine of these animals, easily that bacteria will be spreading into the body, guys. And this bacteria is more prevalent in warm, humid countries. Both in urban areas and rural areas we can see. There is no discrimination based on urban areas and rural areas. In every areas we can see this. And this bacteria can be seen in two phases. First phase, whenever this bacteria which will be entering into your body, initially after the incubation period, you will be getting this slowly signs and symptoms will be coming out. So in that signs and symptoms, you will be having fever, chills, headache, muscle ache, vomiting, diarrhea. Patient may recover for a time. After that again ill will starts and that patient will enter into the second phase. So in the second phase it will be more severe. Slowly the organs will be getting failure. For example, liver failure, kidney failure, meningitis, etc. Then what happens? Finally it will lead to death. It can be treated by using antibiotics. If we are like very negligent about our health, it may cause death. So whenever you are getting initial symptoms itself, you have to use this antibiotics so that we can save our lives. Okay, now let us see the next article. Title says, Minister apologies for remarks against Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And this year for sure you will be getting questions regarding this Birsa Munda, guys. It is because this year marks 150th anniversary of this Birsa Munda. And you will be studying about that Birsa Munda in your tribal revolts in your modern history, guys. In modern history, you will be studying about how these Britishers, Dutch, French, Portuguese entered into India, rivalry between British and French, and after that, British will be winning over this French. And after that, British, they will come in contact with the different regional kingdoms and they will be having different wars between different regional kingdoms in India. For example, British, they will fight war with Sikhs. They'll fight war with Marathas. They will fight war with different people. And after completion of all these wars, British will becoming a superior power in India. And slowly they will impose their British laws in India. And not only that, they will try to change the mindset of people and they will start exploiting our country. At that time, they will impose certain rules and regulations on different sections of society. For example, peasants, for example, tribals, for example, businessmen, etc. And at that time, peasants, they will not accept the rules and regulations of the Britishers and they will do peasant revolts. And even tribals will also do tribal revolts. In that tribal revolts, you will be coming across this Birsa Munda, guys. And after that, what happens slowly, awakening of our Indians, nationalism, unity that will be slowly sprouting in our Indians, and we will start fighting against this Britishers. And at that time, we'll come across this phase called as Indian freedom struggle. So from 1885 till 1947, we had different events in our country. Every day is a very special in that Indian freedom struggle, that how we fought and what we did. So this is about the gist of your modern history, what you are going to study. So in that, you will be coming across this persons like social reformers, and you will be coming across this persons called as tribal leaders. So actually, our Madhya Pradesh higher education minister, he made certain remarks on social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And what he said was, Raja Ram Mohan Roy is called as British agent because he helped for the missionaries of these Britishers, and he also played a very important role in religious conversions. So this is a statement which made by Madhya Pradesh higher education minister now. Why? Because he is comparing Raja Ram Mohan Roy with Birsa Munda in this event of 150th anniversary of this tribal leader. So finally, now he said that no, what are the statements I made? It is against our India, so I should not make this. And finally, he said apologies for citizens of India regarding the remarks he made in that event, guys. If you see about certain facts regarding this Raja Ram Mohan Roy is commonly known as father of Indian Renaissance. You will get this kind of question. Who among the following is called as father of Indian Renaissance? And they'll give you simply 4 options, and those 4 options are related to social reformers only. So you will be getting confused in your examination hall. So be careful, guys. So who is the father of Indian Renaissance? It is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. You may also get this kind of simple questions in your examination hall. Okay, so he was a visionary reformer whose efforts paved the way for modern India. He was born in year 1772 in Radhanagar in Bengal, and he belongs to Orthodox Brahmin family. Orthodox means nothing but they have a strict rules and regulations they should not violate. But this person, he fought against the social evils at that time. So because of this, he was boycotted by his family even at that time, guys. If you say about the ideology of this Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he focused on monotheism. What is meaning of mono? Mono is one. Theism is nothing but worshipping of a religion. So he mainly it is worshipping of God. So actually he said that we have to follow or we have to worship only one God. So which religions in our country worship a single God? Is that Hinduism? In Hindu we have multiple gods, thousands of gods. But what about this monotheism? Which religion follows that? Christianity and Islam. That means he indirectly promoted Christianity and Islam. And this one is Raja Ram Mohan Roy fought to abolish social evils at that time. He fought against sati, he fought against child marriage, he fought against caste discrimination, and he promoted dignity, equality and justice for all. And he also advocated for education of women, guys. And he followed traditional Indian knowledge with Western societies. And he also said that English education is very important. So because of this reason, our minister, he made this statement presently. And he also championed women's rights, and he also opposed practices like sati and child marriages. He advocated for women education as well as equality for women. And he promoted reason and critical thinking to challenge orthodox beliefs because he came up from this family of Orthodox Brahmins. And he focused on religious tolerance as well. And here you have to see about what are the reforms he made. For example, social reforms, for example, religious reforms, for example, educational reforms, because you may get directly a question not only in your history, even in your ethics also you have this topic called as Indian thinkers, Indian social reformers in chapter 5. There you can also use this points in your ethics case. So if you're talking about social reforms, he came up with this Amitya Sabha in year 1814. And it mainly focuses on addressing the issues like idolatry, that is nothing but idol worship, caste structures, and as well as he always questioned meaningless rituals. What are this what rituals, they will not have any meaning. So you'll be asking about the questions regarding this meaningless rituals which are dominant in our society. And he focused on abolition of sati, and actually he worked closely with the government of British, and he came up with one important act, that is abolition of sati with regulation of 17th in 1829. So because of this, we mainly says that, so that is the present minister is saying that he worked along with his Britishers and he brought certain acts. And this one is he opposed child marriages and as well as polygamy. What is meaning of polygamy? Poly is many, gamy is marriages, many marriages. That is, a person may have many wives or a woman can have many husbands. So that kind of marriage is called as polygamy. He was strongly opposed this child marriage and as well as polygamy during this 19th century. And religious reforms, he promoted only monotheism, and he was a critic of idol worship. Why we have to worship these idols? And he promoted interfaith dialogues and as well as he promoted religious tolerance across the society. And he came up with this foundation of this Brahma Samaj. It is a social religious reform movement which rejected idol worship, and as well as he emphasized on rationalism. Rationalism is nothing but practicality based on facts. And next one is he also came up with some educational reforms. He established Anglo-Hindu school in year 1822, guys. It is a pioneer institution which mainly focuses on curriculum which is merged with Indian syllabus along with Western societies and humanities. And this one is he came up with this establishment of Vedanta College also. I think this was a question 2023. Which of the following, who was the following who established this Vedanta College? So like that you will be getting question, guys. And this one here is he was main advocate of female education in our country. And if he is the political reforms, he mainly focused on civil rights. That means he opposed British oppression, and he focused on the civil rights like fair governance, and he said about we need to have a just legal system. And he also promoted the freedom of press. He recognized that press is very, very important for national awakening. And later on he came up with his own magazines called as Samvad Kaumudi, and as well as Persian weekly that is called as Mirat ul Akbar. So here there is a very high chance of getting questions regarding their works, newspapers and the books. Every year you can check at least one question you will be getting regarding this works of this famous social reformers. And he also came up with certain tax reforms. He condemned the practices of Bengali zamindars, and he came up with the establishment of minimum rents and elimination of taxes on tax-free lands. So in this way, he contributed a lot for our Indian society regarding politics, regarding society, regarding education, whatnot. So because of this, this person is called as father of Indian Renaissance. And see this article, guys. Army sets up 3 new garrisons near strategic Siliguri corridor. This article is utmost important, guys. Here you have to see first important topic, that is Siliguri corridor, and next you have to see why army now is going to set up these garrisons. Very, very important. And this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under defense and internal security, guys. Okay, now let us see the context. Indian Army has established 3 new fully operational military garrisons along Indo-Bangladesh border. Especially it is very much near to this Siliguri corridor. This Siliguri corridor is also called as chicken neck. So I'll draw the map so that you can understand where exactly it is located. Here we have Bangladesh, right? Okay, here we have Bangladesh. This is Bangladesh part. And here we have which country? Bhutan. And this area that you can see, it is just 22 kilometers. So this 22 kilometers corridor, which will be helpful for India to move from this mainland to this northeastern part. So this area is called as Chicken Neck or Siliguri corridor. Okay, here we have China, here we have Bhutan, and here we have India, and here we have Bangladesh. Are we maintaining good relations with all these countries which we are sharing with boundary? For example, India, Bangladesh, India, Bhutan, India, China. Because all these three countries are here nearby this chicken neck corridor. What happens if suddenly China comes and China is occupying this region? Can we connect our mainland India with our northeastern part? No, for sure, because of these reasons, now we are going for maintaining of more security in this region. And as you know that recently what happened, Bangladesh, what are the government which is present in this Bangladesh is now it is present under Yunus, right? So now Yunus interim government is going on in this Bangladesh. Before that we have Sheikh Hasina. So this Sheikh Hasina's government is very much favor to India. We don't have any problem with this Sheikh Hasina's government earlier. But once this change of this government happened in this Bangladesh, now this Yunus is moving towards China. Because of this, if Bangladesh is giving full authority for this China to use this Bangladesh, then what happens? It can easily occupy this chicken neck corridor. So if China is occupying this chicken neck corridor, which is the state here we have? Arunachal Pradesh, right? So China is claiming entire Arunachal Pradesh. Now it will be very easy for this China to occupy this Arunachal Pradesh region. So because of this, to stop this kind of negative consequences in future, now India developed this 3 new garrisons in this chicken neck corridor, guys. Now let us see this thing in detail. If you see details, the first important garrison is Bamuni, Assam, which is in Dhubri district. It is along this Brahmaputra river. So we are going to extend operational reach into a former surveillance blind spot near the border. We are going to increase surveillance across this border now, across this Brahmaputra river. So we can, with this garrison, what we are going to see here is, we can go for enhanced riverine monitoring. We can go for monitoring of this river, water changes, everything. Not only that, it will be supports troops mobilization for northeastern access easily now. And we can also integrate this kind of patrols by using even drones. Not only army we are using now, we can also use this drones in this region. And second location is Kishanganj in Bihar region. Within the Siliguri corridor itself, we came up with one forward base. We can go for increased border patrolling, and we can also improve infantry. Infantry is nothing but we can use elephants and as well as artillery response. And this one is Chopra, West Bengal. It is just 1 kilometer from Bangladesh border, guys. So there also we came up with this extension of our air base and as well as army base. So because of this, we can have proper surveillance with live photo monitoring and will enable immediate countermeasures so that we can enhance our air defense networks in this region, guys. So in this way, we are increasing tight security across this India-Bangladesh border, and we are focusing on securing our national security across this chicken neck corridor now. So why this kind of changes happened now? Why government came up with this now? Why not earlier? Because of certain reasons which had been escalated, tensions between India and Bangladesh. So let us see what are those tensions between India and Bangladesh that escalated in the recent past that led to this kind of decision now. First one here is what happened in the last year in 2024, July Revolution. In this July Revolution, especially youth in Bangladesh, they fought against this Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina because of reservations, right? And this Sheikh Hasina, she was ousted. She came out of her country and she is taking refuge in India now. Okay, and actually 15 years of her tenure had dismantled now in Bangladesh. So because of this, now Bangladesh is under Yunus government right now. Yunus government is not at all favor to India, it is favor to China. That is the first reason. And second one is rapprochement with rivals. So Dhaka overtures to Pakistan and China alarm New Delhi. So recently certain incidents happened. Recently Muhammad Yunus gifted one book to Pakistan chief. The issue is not about that book. On this cover page of that book, they included map of Bangladesh, which is including entire northeastern states of India. This is one cause of concern, guys. And this one is Pakistan's naval chief. He visited Bangladesh for the first time since 1971. So what happened in this 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. Bangladesh was formed after this Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971, right? So from that time onwards, not even a single Pakistan chief entered into Bangladesh. But now for the first time, again, Pakistan's naval chief entered. That means we can say like there is increasing of coordination between Bangladesh and Pakistan. This is one important problem. And next one is not only this, even Yunus recently visited China. For what? For securing Chinese investments under this BRI program. That means China is going to enter Bangladesh and it can improve infrastructure projects in this Bangladesh. Then what happens? Chinese influence in this Bangladesh can be increased or not? Again, it is a threat for India. China can occupy this chicken neck corridor easily. And next one is we have border security implications like Siliguri corridor. It is just 22 kilometers wide strip in North Bengal, which is mainly flanked by Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and China. So it mainly linked with our mainland. So if we are losing the connection with this northeastern part, then what happened? Around 50 million people, around 60% of our resource in the northeast we are going to lose. So because of this, obviously we will be having certain interest regarding protection of our northeast, right? So regarding that, these are the things which were mainly made up by this government. So see this article, guys. Look at the title, Swing but Do Not Miss. This article is talking about India's battle against tuberculosis will need renewed vigor and focus. On Saturday's class, we discussed about one article regarding this tuberculosis. What is it article is about? WHO came up with WHO tuberculosis report of 2025. In that report, what it said, 21% of cases had been decreased. Okay, but even though India's number of cases are very high. So here this article is saying that we have to take certain steps. So in that class, we discussed about two programs. What is that program? Nikshay portal. And this one is we discussed about PM. What is that program? Mukt. Yes or no? PM Mukt Yojana. One scheme will be there. Just a minute. PM TB Mukt Yojana, right? Yeah. So this article is saying that what are the steps taken by our country? It is not sufficient. We have to take other steps. So let us see this article. So here this article is saying that World Health Organization Global Tuberculosis Report, which mainly said that tuberculosis cases had been declined by 21%, but still we have to take certain steps to control this TB in our country. If you see about this TB burden, in 2024, 87% of this world's TB patients are concentrated in 30 countries and highest rates are seen in this India. And second one here is net reduction of 12% of the cases happened in India. And next one is net reduction of 29% of cases from 2015 to 2014. That is especially multi-drug resistant cases are decreasing. Multi-drug resistance means nothing but TB is caused by mainly which bacteria? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. That bacteria is having resistance to certain drugs. What are those drugs? Do you know that? Rifampicin, isoniazid. So if TB is having, that is TB causing bacteria is having resistance to rifampicin and isoniazid, then that kind of TB is called as multi-drug resistance TB, guys. So if you see about certain facts regarding this TB, it is a contagious airborne diseases caused by bacteria, not by virus. That bacteria name is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And we have two types of TB. First one is pulmonary TB or respiratory TB. That will causes only disease to your respiratory system. But we can also see this extrapulmonary TB. So this extrapulmonary TB, that same bacteria will be affecting different parts of your body. For example, lymph nodes, bones, brain, kidneys, etc. And even your eyes will be getting affected. That kind of TB is called as extrapulmonary TB. So for this TB, we have treatment of antibiotics. We have first line drugs and second line drugs. Recently, our government came up with one new drug called as B-PAL regimen. Please make a note, B-PAL. Capital B, capital B, PAL. So this is the new drug came up by the government to treat this TB, guys. If you see what exactly this article is saying about is, government is taking lots of steps by using advanced technology. Not only that, we are using AI, and even we are using new AI tools for diagnosis of this TB. If you are using this AI and some advanced technology, we can go for rapid detection of infection, and even we can identify the resistance of this drug, so that we can focus on better nutrition, so that we can prevent TB susceptible populations. And for that, government came up with this national TB elimination program. And not only that, government came up with this new drug called as BPAL regime. And this article is saying that we are having certain gaps. There is no proper diagnosis in rural areas. In urban areas, it's okay. We have good technology, machines, X-rays, whatever it may be. But in rural areas, there is no proper diagnosis. We are having certain gaps in rural areas. And not only that, we have socio-economic disparities. That means the people, if they are rich, they can afford to the medicines, they can afford the nutrition, everything. But what if the patients are poor? Can they afford the same thing? No. So because of the socio-economic disparities also, there is a very high rate of multi-drug resistance TB in rural areas. So we have to go for proper monitoring of this multi-drug resistance TB in rural areas. Not only that, we are having drug shortages, and we are also having very high rate of malnutrition in our country. So because of these challenges, we are fighting to eliminate this TB, and we are not going to achieve our target if these challenges persist in our society. So here this article is saying that we have to address these challenges as soon as possible, so that we can achieve our target of elimination of TB by 2035 in our country, guys. Okay, see this article, guys. How is the global precision medicine market shaping up? Okay, have you heard this word precision agriculture? I think you might have heard about this precision agriculture in your science and technology and as well as economy. What is the meaning of precision agriculture? Precision agriculture is nothing but we are going to analyze the soil properly. Like what are the nutrients which are present in the soil, which crop we are going, what is the requirement of the crop, and how much amount of fertilizer that is required, how much amount of the water is required, how much amount of herbicides or insecticides is required. So based on everything clear-cut data, we are going to do the agriculture. So that what happens, it will be increasing agricultural productivity and it will be decreasing the soil pollution. In the same way, what is word precision medicine says that, so if you are taking the communities, people of MP, and if you're comparing with the people of Telangana, so do they have same genetic makeup? Do they have same biological resistance, biological phenomena? For example, we can say that this Telangana people are resistant to so-and-so disease. If they're getting that disease also, that will be not having that much impact on them. But if that same disease is occurring in this MP, if they are not having the proper immunity or resistance to them, it will be causing lot impact in this MP people. So this precision medicine is nothing but based on this patient's unique genetic, molecular and cellular profile, we have to design the medicine. Okay, so based on the biology of the patient, based on the genetic thing, based on the molecular formula, everything, we need to go for designing of a medicine according to the patient. So this method is called as precision medicine, guys. So if you are going for this precision medicine, what happens? We can increase the outcome and efficiency in the healthcare, and we can reduce this cost of healthcare. For example, I am very much sensitive to so-and-so drug. Can I take that drug? No. If I am sensitive to so-and-so drug, if I am taking that drug, what happens? It will be having negative impact on me. For example, if I am having certain biological molecules in my body, that will go for easy digestion of that so-and-so medicine, means we have to take that in a more amount. For example, that is not there in my body, means only if I am taking the very small concentration also, it is enough for me. But problem in India is, I'll give you a simple example. Everyone knows about this paracetamol tablet or Dolo, right? So Dolo will be available in 650 mg. But how much Dolo, how much paracetamol that you have to take? Per person you have to take 15 mg per kg. 15 mg per kg you have to take this paracetamol if you are getting this fever. We are getting only 650 mg tablets in the market. If you go to any medical shop, we'll be getting 650 mg. For example, you have a weight of 40 kgs. For example, another guy is like 75 kgs. So can we take same 650 mg for both? But we are taking that only, no. So because of this, what is happening? Are we getting proper efficiency in the healthcare? So what this precision medicine says that based on your body weight, how much amount of the drug should be taken. So the pharmacist has to design that drug particularly to that patient and they have to give that drug. So this kind of medicine is called as precision medicine. Okay, based on the genetic things, based on the biological things, based on the how your body pumps mechanisms happens, we have to study intensively in your body what is happening, everything, and based on that now doctor and pharmacist, they have to sit together and they have to design the medicines to make you cure out of that disease. That kind of medicine system is called as precision medicine. So that what happens, actually whatever the medicines that we are taking, they are chemicals, they are not at all natural products. What happens if you are taking low amounts, the action will not be seen. If you are taking high amounts, that will lead to the side effects. So we have to minimize the side effects and we have to ensure that you are curing out of the disease, and we have to minimize the number of hospital day stays, and we have to reduce burden on you. Why? Because if you are not having the proper cure, proper therapy, what happens, number of days you have to stay in the hospital will be more, and you have to pay more amount to the hospitals based on the day charges or doctor charges or medicines. So overall, we have to reduce this burden on the family by decreasing of the cost of this healthcare. So this kind of medicine is called as precision medicine. Actually, we are not following in India, but in developed countries, they are following this precision medicine. So because of this, what is happening? Outcome is more, and there is reduced cost on the family which they are spending on this healthcare. But we are not following in our India. So if you go to any hospital, we will be having certain mgs. 4 mg is fixed, 10 mg is fixed, 20 mg is fixed. And if you take this dolo, everyone knows that is 650 mg is fixed. And if you want to take this dolo in 500 mg, we will not get. We have to go for getting of another brand drug of paracetamol 500. And based on the child age and child, for example, weight, we are not having this designed medicine in our country. That is one important problem here. So this precision medicine is nothing but we have to go for designing of medicines based on their biological formula, genetic formula, or molecular formula, or cellular profile, guys. Okay, so that is the thing here. So here this article is saying that in India also we are going to come up with this precision medicine. For that, government is focusing on indigen program and genome India treatments. So they are focusing on customization of local genetic profiles, and we have to wait and see like whether we are going to get that in India or not. If we are going to get, we don't know, we are not that much clear like how many years it will take, whether our generation will be getting that or not, our next generation is getting that or not. Again, there is a very big dilemma now in our country. So these are the important topics that happened in our today's Hindu newspaper, guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and please do like this class and share this class. And you can follow us on our Telegram channel where we are providing the notes of this class. And even you can follow us on our 2 YouTube channels. Apart from that, we are also providing prelims question with answer, mains question with model answer, and also current affairs short in our Instagram page. All these sites links are given in the description box. Please do follow us. Thank you, guys.